The story begins with a brilliant boy named Reed who lives in New York City. One day at school, the teacher asks every student what they want to become when they grow up. When it's Reed's turn, he confidently says that he is building a machine capable of sending anything from one place to another within seconds. His dream is to improve this technology and one day change the future of the world. But as soon as he says that, the entire class bursts into laughter. The students make fun of him, and even the teacher assumes he's just imagining impossible things. No one believes that a boy his age could build such a machine, so the teacher simply tells him to sit back down quietly. However, there is one student in the class named Ben who truly believes Reed. He feels that this machine can actually become a reality, and from that moment, he becomes interested in the project. That same night, Reed visits an old junkyard to search for an electrical converter needed for his machine, where he discovers that the place belongs to Ben's father. Instead of getting angry, Ben listens carefully to everything Reed has to say. When Reed explains that his teleportation machine could one day benefit all of humanity, Ben agrees to help him without a second thought. He also loves building new inventions. This marks the beginning of their strong friendship, and over the next 7 years, they spend most of their time improving the machine together. Slowly but surely, their hard work pays off, and they complete almost every part of the teleporter. Before the final stage, they decide to present their invention at a science fair, hoping that a renowned scientist will recognize their talent and support their research. Standing on the stage, Reed and Ben explain to everyone how their machine works. To prove it, they successfully teleport a small toy helicopter to another dimension right in front of the audience. But most of the people there dismiss it as nothing more than a magic trick. None of the scientists take their experiment seriously, and in the end, both of them are thrown out of the science fair. Watching years of hard work get rejected like that completely breaks Reed and Ben. After spending so many years working on their invention, Reed and Ben begin to believe that the world will never understand their talent. Just then, a scientist named Dr. Franklin arrives. Unlike everyone else, he is genuinely impressed after seeing their machine. Franklin explains that he has also been working on similar teleportation technology for years, but even with a massive laboratory and advanced equipment, he could never reach the level these two boys already have. His student Susan is with him, and she is equally amazed by Reed and Ben's incredible talent. However, Franklin also points out one major flaw. He explains that their machine can send objects to another dimension, but it cannot bring them back. If they can solve this final problem, it could change the world of science forever. Impressed by their extraordinary abilities, Franklin offers them scholarships to join his prestigious research institute, where they can complete the project with every resource they need. Reed and Ben can hardly contain their excitement because for the first time, real scientists recognize their hard work, and now they finally have access to everything required to finish their machine. As soon as they arrive at the institute, Reed and Ben throw themselves into the teleportation project with full dedication. During this time, Reed and Susan begin spending more time together, and he slowly starts growing closer to her. As the days pass, a special bond begins to form between them. Meanwhile, the senior officials of the institute hold an important meeting about the project. During the discussion, Dr. Franklin says that if they truly want to complete the teleportation machine, they must bring back his former student, Victor. Franklin explains that Victor was one of the brightest minds the institute had ever seen. He had worked on this project before, but left halfway because of serious disagreements. Even so, Franklin firmly believes that Victor's return is essential to completing the machine. In the end, the board agrees with his decision, and Victor returns to the institute. Now Reed, Ben, Victor, and Susan's younger brother Johnny join forces as one team and begin working together to complete the teleporter. After that, all of them work day and night without stopping, pushing their research to heights that no one had ever imagined possible. After weeks of non-stop hard work, the team finally succeeds in building a fully functional teleportation system. Now comes the biggest test, to prove that the machine can send something to another dimension and bring it back safely. If this experiment succeeds, it will become one of the greatest achievements in the history of science. For the test, they send a chimpanzee through the machine. Everyone keeps their eyes fixed on the system. A few moments later, the chimpanzee returns completely safe. The entire laboratory erupts with excitement. The scientists can hardly believe that they have actually created a machine capable of traveling between worlds. But their celebration does not last for long. Just then, the institute's director, Dr. Allen, makes an announcement that changes the entire atmosphere. He reveals that the next phase of the project, the mission to send humans to another world, will now be handled by NASA. According to him, the first journey should only be carried out by trained astronauts. Hearing this comes as a huge shock to Reed, Ben, Johnny, and Victor. They feel that someone else is about to take credit for the years of hard work they put into the project. In their eyes, they deserve to be the first people to step into that new world because they are the ones who built the machine. With that in mind, they secretly decide to complete the mission themselves. That same night, Reed, Ben, Johnny, and Victor quietly prepare to travel to the other world world using the teleporter. Meanwhile, Susan stays behind at the Institute to monitor the entire mission. The moment the four of them step through the portal, they arrive within seconds in a mysterious world known as Planet Zero. They are left speechless by what they see. The sky, the ground, and the strange glowing landscape are unlike anything on Earth. As they explore the area, Victor notices a pool of glowing green lava. Curious, he walks toward it and reaches out to touch it. The instant his hand makes contact, a massive explosion shakes the entire planet. The force of the blast throws Victor straight into the glowing lava. Reed, Ben, and Johnny are horrified by what they witness. They believe their friend has no chance of surviving. Without wasting a single second, the three of them rush back to the transport pod so Susan can bring them back to Earth immediately. Back at the Institute, Susan immediately activates the system and tries to bring her teammates safely back to Earth. But at that very moment, the explosion on Planet Zero disrupts the portal, allowing a mysterious energy to travel through it and reach Earth with them. Within seconds, a massive blast tears through the Institute, and the entire portal spins out of control. Since the gateway between the two worlds is still open, the whole building begins to collapse. Even in the middle of this disaster, Susan manages to bring Reed, Ben, and Johnny back safely at the perfect moment. But their journey to Planet Zero has changed their lives forever. Soon after returning to Earth, the three of them begin noticing strange changes in their bodies. The environment of that mysterious world has altered their DNA, giving them abilities that no ordinary human could ever possess. Reed is the first to realize that his entire body has become as flexible as rubber. He can now stretch and twist his arms, legs, and body as much as he wants. Meanwhile, even though Susan never traveled to Planet Zero, the explosion at the Institute also gives her an extraordinary power. She can now turn completely invisible whenever she chooses. At the same time, Johnny gains the incredible power of fire. He can create flames at will, control them freely, and his body can withstand temperatures of thousands of degrees without harm. But the biggest transformation happens to Ben. His entire body turns into massive rock, and his skin becomes solid stone. This gives him unbelievable strength and incredible durability, but it also makes him look like a terrifying monster. As soon as the US government learns about the incident, it takes immediate action. Believing that these four are too dangerous to be left among ordinary people, the government transfers them to a secret facility known as Area 57. There, they are kept under constant surveillance, so scientists can study their new powers and understand exactly what has happened to them. A few days later, Reed regains consciousness and realizes that he is no longer the person he used to be. Using his rubber-like flexible body, he frees himself from his restraints. Then, by crawling through the narrow ventilation shafts, he successfully escapes from the secret facility. While making his escape, he sees Ben, who is being held captive in a separate room. Seeing his best friend trapped inside that massive rock-like body completely breaks Reed's heart. He blames himself for everything that has happened. Before leaving, he promises Ben that one day he will return and find a way to make him human again. After saying that, Reed disappears without a trace. When Dr. Allen learns that Reed has escaped, he immediately informs Dr. Franklin. Franklin is worried about Reed's safety, but Allen is only interested in his extraordinary powers. The government launches a nationwide search for Reed, but no one can find him. That is when Allen approaches Ben. He knows that Ben's greatest wish is to become a normal human again. So he promises that if Ben helps the government capture Reed, the scientists will do everything they can to restore his original body. Ben is not happy with the decision, but the hope of getting his old life back forces him to accept the offer. Years pass as the search for Reed continues, but he always manages to stay out of everyone's reach. During this time, Susan, Johnny, and Ben begin working for the US military. With their superpowers, they successfully complete dangerous missions that no ordinary soldier could ever accomplish. The government is extremely pleased with their success. Dr. Allen proudly says that they now have powerful individuals capable of taking on even enemy nations whenever necessary. But Allen's real goal is far greater than that. He is not searching for Reed simply to bring him back, but because only Reed can rebuild the teleportation machine. Allen is determined to return to Planet Zero at any cost so he can obtain the mysterious energy hidden there. He believes that this energy can be used to create even more superpowered humans. If that happens, America could build the most powerful army in the world. And the most important part of this entire plan is Reed. That is why the government never stops searching for him. Sometime later, Dr. Franklin meets Susan and asks if she knows where Reed might be hiding, but Susan honestly tells him that she has no idea where Reed is. Even so, Franklin encourages her to keep trying to find him. After hearing his words, Susan decides to begin searching for Reed on her own. Meanwhile, Reed is living a completely anonymous life. He changes his identity, alters his appearance, and stays hidden far away from the government's eyes. During this time, he also designs a special suit built for traveling to Planet Zero. Reed still blames himself for what happened to Ben. He believes there is only one way to make his friend normal again, by returning to Planet Zero and finding a cure there. After a long search, Susan finally discovers Reed's location and informs the government. A team is immediately sent to capture him, with Ben among them. Within minutes, soldiers surround Reed's hideout from every direction. Ben personally approaches Reed and tries to convince him to come peacefully. Reed resists, but in the end, the government captures him and brings him back to the same secret facility. As soon as he arrives, Dr. Allen orders Reed to rebuild the teleportation machine. At first, Reed refuses without hesitation because he has completely lost faith in the project after the previous disaster. Allen then tries to change his mind. He explains that they want to bring back the mysterious energy from Planet Zero because it could benefit all of humanity. But Reed has no interest in that idea. His only concern is finding a way to restore Ben's human body. Allen quickly realizes this is Reed's biggest weakness and promises that if the mission succeeds and they bring the energy back to Earth, they will use it to try and make Ben normal again. For the sake of his best friend, Reed finally agrees. He knows bringing that energy to Earth could be extremely dangerous, but he is willing to take the risk for Ben. After many days of hard work, Reed successfully rebuilds the teleportation machine. The moment the portal becomes active again, Dr. Allen sends a team of soldiers to Planet Zero. But as soon as they arrive, they notice a mysterious figure slowly walking toward them through the darkness. As the person gets closer, everyone is left stunned. It is none other than Victor. The man everyone believed had died in the explosion years ago somehow managed to survive on that strange world. The soldiers immediately bring Victor back to Earth. Seeing him alive leaves every scientist in complete disbelief. No one can understand how a human could survive for so many years on an unknown planet without food or water. That is when everyone realizes that Planet Zero has changed Victor as well. His entire body is covered with severe burns and deep scars, yet he is still alive. More importantly, he has gained powers far more dangerous than those of any ordinary human. Dr. Allen wants to question him and uncover the truth, but Victor is no longer the same man he once was. After spending many years completely alone on Planet Zero, Victor's heart becomes filled with hatred for all of humanity. He is convinced that everyone abandoned him to die on that world, and that no one ever tried to save him. Now, only one purpose remains in his life: revenge. In his eyes, humanity no longer deserves to exist, so he decides to destroy Earth completely and replace it with a new world of his own. Without any warning, Victor launches an attack on the laboratory. Within moments, he kills Dr. Allen and several other scientists. Panic spreads throughout the entire facility as Victor unleashes the terrifying powers he gained from Planet Zero. He no longer considers himself human and has absolutely no concern for anyone's life. As Victor moves toward the teleportation machine, Dr. Franklin tries to stop him. He warns Victor that this path will only bring destruction, but Victor refuses to listen and kills him as well. After that, he steps through the portal and returns to Planet Zero. This time, however, he uses the machine in a completely different way. Within seconds, the portal spirals out of control and transforms into a massive black hole, pulling everything around it toward itself. As a result, destruction begins across Earth. Before Reed, Susan, Ben, and Johnny can escape, they are also dragged through the portal and arrive on Planet Zero. Once there, they finally discover Victor's true plan. He intends to use the portal to wipe out the entire Earth and create a brand new world in its place. Right before their eyes, the portal keeps growing larger, while huge pieces of Earth begin breaking apart and getting pulled toward Planet Zero. If Victor is not stopped immediately, billions of lives will be lost. Realizing this, Reed and his teammates decide to face him together. At first, they try fighting Victor one by one, but every attempt ends in a crushing defeat. After spending years on Planet Zero, Victor's powers have grown far beyond anything they had imagined. Then Reed realizes something important. He understands that their powers were never meant to be used alone, but to work together as one team. With that realization, the four of them change their strategy and combine all of their abilities to begin the final battle against Victor. In the final battle, Susan uses her powers to create perfect openings for attacking Victor. At the same time, Johnny unleashes the full force of his flames against him. Meanwhile, Reed keeps Victor distracted with his elastic body, giving Ben the chance to get close enough. At the perfect moment, Ben delivers a devastating punch with all his strength, sending Victor flying straight into the unstable portal. The portal's dangerous energy traps him inside, and little by little, he begins losing control over his own powers. Just a few seconds later, a massive explosion erupts, completely destroying both Victor and the portal. But the danger is still not over. Even after Victor's death, the portal refuses to close and continues pulling Earth toward Planet Zero. There is almost no time left. That is when Johnny gathers every bit of his power and launches a massive blast of fire at the teleportation machine, destroying it completely. The moment the machine is destroyed, the portal collapses as well, and Earth is saved from total destruction at the very last second. After the battle is over, Reed, Susan, Ben, and Johnny safely return to Earth using what remains of the system. Their lives are no longer the same. They are no longer laboratory experiments, government weapons, or helpless victims, but a strong team united by their powers. Sometime later, the government provides them with a new headquarters, where they train together and learn to control their abilities more effectively. But the four of them also make an important decision. They promise that they will never allow anyone to experiment on them again. From now on, they will use their powers only to protect innocent people and help those in need. And with that, this incredible story comes to an end. So, what did you think about this movie? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. See you in the next video.